Hi, everybody. This is AJ the Promoter. This is the second half of the interview I had with Demetrius Wright, co-owner of Black Money Matters.
Change the brand.
Change the man.
Change the man.
Everything's about symbolism.
Change the brand.
Change the brand.
Change the man.
Yeah.
Man. I love that. What do you feel we need? I know you said economic focus, coming together, working together. What does that look like? Because it seems like we haven't figured it out. I see other cultures doing it. What does that look like for us?
That's a good question. I believe that we have to understand that it's systematic racism out here. So with other races, there is not a focal point to keep us down.
Man,
We've already had examples, Tulsa, Greenland,
Man.
that have shown us that we can do it economically. We can build economically. We can circulate the black dollar. I just think it's about. I just think we live in an age now where there are multitudes of black people, multitudes of successful black people with the same mindset that can help curate what we're looking for, and we see that all the time. I mean, we right here at the Vine,
Right here
a lot
at
of
the
black
Vine.
businesses that are
Exactly.
thriving.
Exactly. And yes, indeed, Kansas City has come a long way, and it doesn't look like anything is going to stand in our way in terms of individual success. But collectively, again, not vandalizing our own community, robbing. One of the clients, Clark's Beauty Supply Store, I'm going to be interviewing her tomorrow, has been vandalized twice.
Yes, it has.
Back to back, and it's just heartbreaking. She's a 70-year-old business owner, been in this community. Why would you want to tear that down for her? And now she's, but the community is rallying around her. So we have to learn some things. We really do, and I appreciate that you keeping that message in the forefront. Boyce Watkins has noticed what this young man has been doing in the industry. He shout out to him, and he tagged his name, tagged his website, took some minutes talking about Black Money Matters and how they've been doing things for years to help our situation. So I really appreciate when I approached you. You just said, yeah, whatever you need. I want to support you. I want you to do what you want to do, because my app is all about the community, raising awareness and money so that we can not always do this, but get in there, roll up our sleeves, and make a difference ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole point. We need to work together and work.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I'm excited that I had a chance to sit down quietly. He's got to leave. He's got, always jetting around, doing this and doing that. So he got me hot baking in the sun. I just love it though. Ooh, I haven't said
Ain't
the
nothing
sun
wrong
so
with a
long.
little sunbathing
I
on the
love
balcony.
it. I
Sunbathing
love
on the
it.
balcony.
But you know what I like about you? This dude, he is, how old are you?
I'm turning 36. My birthday is the 23rd of October.
A lot of us say by the time we're 40, we want to retire. This is his lifestyle. And I just want to follow you with my little notepad. This is his lifestyle. He does not have to get up by an alarm clock. He is looking at opportunities. Have you noticed that he said he's an investor? He also has a product line, and he has a hobby which is gaming.
Yeah, sports betting.
Sports betting, that is very lucrative because he kind of knows what he's doing.
A little bit.
And so when you make money, and now you can take some of that money and take a chance and invest it so it can go to work for you. So he's
Absolutely.
sitting around enjoying sports, what he loves, and making money while he's watching his sports. That's what it's all about. But listen, you can't do this if you don't have any money. So he did the first things first. He started generating money. But
Absolutely.
you know what? Did you ever work a job? How did you?
I did work. I did work. I believe in work. I like work because it was a way of holding me accountable until I knew I had enough skills to hold myself accountable.
Oh, say that again. My God, that is so cool. Because a lot of us we want to do things, but you've got to take self-inventory.
Absolutely.
And brutal scrutiny to see what you got, what you made of, and then say, okay, well, I'm not ready yet, and get ready.
But I will be.
But you will, because you know what you want to do, but sometimes you don't have enough gas in the tank.
Yeah. Or money.
Or money.
You
Back to the money. So you took
money.
a job. How long did you work in the secular world?
I worked for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
I worked for 2 years. During those 2 years, I was also having the secondary business, my entrepreneurial business that was starting to gain traction, and my goal was to only make the amount that I would make from my side hustle that I would make full-time working.
Okay.
That was my first goal. If anybody wants to know the first step to doing that, if you say to yourself, hey, this is how much I want to make. A lot of people do gear themselves to saying, hey, I want to make 10, 20, 30,000. Well, you're already living off your 2,000 or 3,000 that you're making at work. So being able to make 2,000 or 3,000 and have time freedom will make you more efficient.
Yes. So strategy 1 is whatever you're living on now is maintaining your lifestyle now. Create your side hustle to match that. Now you can have some freedom.
Now you have time freedom.
Now
so
you have time freedom.
You're making the same amount of money without working 160 hours.
Right, exactly.
So now you got 160 hours.
Okay.
Now you can invest in art or sports bet or anything else.
So now you had your side hustle that was matching your secular work. Did you take your side hustle money and start putting it to work before you left your secular job? Or did you leave your secular job and use that side hustle money to maintain your lifestyle while you continue to go after other ventures?
I would say I did a little bit of both. I had a goal. They had a furlough period. So when they had the furlough period and I knew I was getting a bonus, that was enough for me to say, hey, that's why I said it took 2 years. The first year, I'll be honest, it didn't work exactly the way I wanted to, but that's okay, because you can self-evaluate yourself and say, okay, it may not be this year, but next year, this is what I'm going to revise. So the next year, I had that furlough. From that furlough point, I had the funds I wanted saved. I knew I was going to get a bonus, and I was in year 2 of my side hustle. Okay. So that developed as well.
Okay.
And then I was able to make the play. So
what's the art of selecting a side hustle that is going to be lucrative enough to, how do you some people have been struggling doing that for years. They're going after their side hustle, but their side hustle just is not cutting it.
Man, I'll be honest, a lot of people are doing what's trendy. So at times when you're doing something that's trendy, it's only temporary.
Okay.
Black people, we've been behind as far as this money situation. They are still predicting in 20, 30 years that black people are going to be broke. So that if I at least know my brand for Black Money Matters based on their prediction, in 20, 30 years it's still Black money's still going to have to matter.
Black money still won't matter.
To beat the statistics.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That is so terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I would say whatever business that you're into, of course you're gonna have your goals, but look at longevity. Sports betting I can do forever. Art never goes out of style.
Right. Now that's a tricky thing though. Investing in art, do you flip it like you do a house?
That's a good question. So shout out to my partner Richard again. I invested into my friend.
Okay.
So that's my first thing. I invested into my friend.
Okay.
And our goal is to continue letting him thrive. And with the investment and with the paintings, as he continues to grow, that art should appreciate.
It should appreciate, absolutely.
And as that art continues to appreciate, I'm just looking at that as assets that I'm holding.
This is a long-term.
Yeah,
this is long-term investment.
Play. This is commodities.
This is commodity. This is not moving money. This is commodities. So but you had to accumulate that money to even be comfortable with setting that aside
Right.
and letting it grow. So then, sports betting is something you just started doing how long ago?
About 2 or 3 years ago.
2 or 3. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you still were in your 30s, so you still had like 10 years that you had to make money.
Yeah.
And which I'm trying to crack the code. I'm trying to crack this code. I don't know.
Well, let's say this. Let's say this. Let's say. Okay, so what's the value? What some of the most valuable information I was told was get rich slowly and understand compound interest. So I say that to say sometimes as people start to make more money, they start to increase their expenses.
Yes.
Or increase those spending habits.
Yes.
I didn't have none of those.
Okay.
So as I was making more money, I already knew what my next plan was.
Okay.
And I knew that I was going to keep compounding that money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was living off 30% of my income.
Oh, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Live off 30% of your income. That's number one. But the thing of it is, how do you, at such a young age, discipline yourself to delayed gratification?
So that's a really good question. I would say product of my environment. You know, I come from humble beginnings, and you know, you can learn from others. I seen what was working. I seen what didn't work. I seen what could work over time. So that's what helped me stay disciplined. I have a good amount of leaders that I look up to, OGs, as we say in the hood, that help guide me.
I tell you guys, this
Reading
is
too. I would say some reading.
This is some nuggets here. We're gonna have to do another one, and
Let's do that.
we're gonna have to do a class, a podcast, or something. This guy, he's got a wealth of knowledge. Is, you know,
I would say experience.
Not even experience. He's cracked the code. You've cracked the freaking code. But guys, listen to this. This is so important that this is serious. Black Money Matters. It's serious. Absolutely. It's not just your livelihood and your children's livelihood and the future of your loins livelihood, but it's about a group of people that are at risk. We are at risk.
Absolutely.
And others are not. Others are moving into our community, and what was our community is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's not being owned by us. So where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we live? You know, if everybody. So this is some serious stuff.
Yeah.
And for you to have cracked the code to understand that 30%, say live off 30% of your income. I'm just now hearing that. You know, when I was growing up, it was 10%, 10%, 10%. 30% is what I've been hearing now. And
wow, this was great. Thank you, Demetrius. This was awesome. Listen, we're going to have to do this again. We have so much more to talk about. Thanks, guys, for watching.